Who's calling in? Johnny Byers.
Hiya.
Hey, welcome to the show, John Byers.
Back. I know you've been swamped the last couple of weeks, so we haven't talked. But I was listening to your last guest on the phone, and he mentioned something which is tied in with sports. Do you know what today is?
Today is December 7th, or December 8th.
Did you know what happened 31 years ago today?
No.
Well, think back to the Beatles.
Oh, it was John Lennon.
Yes, and the reason why I bring that up because it ties into the sports scene here in Boston, because when that happened, the Patriots were playing on the Monday Night Football game of the week against the Miami Dolphins, and Howard Cosell had to make the announcement on the game of John Lennon being murdered. And 2 weeks earlier, 2 weeks before that, the Patriots were on Monday Night Football in New York playing the Giants, and he had interviewed John Lennon in the booth at Giants Stadium.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
I forgot that John Lennon had died 31 years ago today. I was in the recording studio in Watertown.
Yep.
Recording a band called The Runes, R-U-N-E-S, and the songs we were working on, 2 songs. One was Do or Die,
Right.
and we got the phone call that John Lennon was killed, and it was horrifying. It just ruined everything.
Yes.
It really ruined everything, and it really makes one think about this cruel, brutal world. It's a brutal world, Johnny.
Yes. Well, I know we got a bit of sports to talk about. Of course, the winter meetings just ended today, and the Red Sox really didn't do much except re-sign David Ortiz, and I think it's going to be very tough. I think, if you want to know, I think the World Series winner out of, or at least the team that's going to come out of the American League to go to the World Series are the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim with the moves they made today.
Well, you know, that's why they make moves, because they want to get fans into the seats and buy tickets.
Yes. And, of course, the Celtics schedule came out on Tuesday, and very interesting as I was perusing it. I know the interesting thing about this year's schedule is every team, including the Celtics, are going to play an inordinate number of back-to-back games, and in one case for the Celtics, at the end of the season, they're going to have to play back-to-back-to-back games, 3 games in a row. And just to show you how tough the schedule is going to be, I just picked out a couple of games just to give you an idea. In March, they have to go to California to play the Lakers and the Clippers on the 11th and 12th of March, and then fly back to the East Coast to play 1 game in Atlanta, then go back out to the West Coast, and they play the Sacramento Kings on the 16th and the Denver Nuggets on the 17th. So they're basically going to be going from coast to coast in like a 48 to 78 hour span just to play basketball. And they're saying right now that this could be a changing year because of this strike in one situation. The younger teams may have a better shot at getting into the playoffs and possibly winning a championship, because these young kids want to get out there and play every day, and they don't get as tired as the older players, especially, for instance, like the Celtics. They have age on them, especially with Kevin Garnett, who came out of high school, and in August of this year, he will turn 35 years old. Now, you would say that 35 is still young.
That's not old, 35?
Well,
No.
As far as NBA age, it's old, because when you come out of high school, not having played college, you've only played high school baseball, and then you jump right to the NBA, and you've been playing since. Your body's taken a heavy pounding through the years.
We take a heavy pounding here at WinCAM. Hey, Johnny,
Yes.
Kevin Russo, my co-host, won an award last night at our party. What did you win, Kevin?
Kevin, how are you? Congratulations.
Thanks.
What did you win, Kevin? He can't remember his award. Most hardworking producer?
Most improved.
Most improved producer here at WinCAM.
Yes.
You know what we're going to run, Johnny, is Kevin might work with me on this. I've got the Rob Gronkowski show that I did at the middle school. So we didn't air the full thing yet, so I've got a whole lecture that he did with the kids. And we have another lecture he did up in Haverhill. So I have to get the Haverhill tape and put a full hour with Rob because he's so big right now.
Funny you should say that because, what was it, Tuesday, Gronk, as we like to call him here in Massachusetts, did a shot on the Jim Rome is Burning show, being interviewed by Jim Rome. And
on what channel?
On ESPN2 at 4:30 in the afternoon. And they did about a 5-10 minute interview with him, and he basically said there is no way in hell that I was coming. Remember the game where he concussed himself tumbling over in the end zone after catching the touchdown?
Yes.
He said there was no way I was ever coming out of that game. They wanted me to get out of that game and go get checked. I said, no, you're not getting me out of this game at all. We need this game. And the funny thing is, as we talk about that, you remember they played Indianapolis and almost let that game get away.
Well, they didn't let that game get away. It was no way they were going to let that game get away.
Oh, Belichick has learned his lesson, evidently, because he said today in an interview on the radio that under no circumstances will he be taking the starters out late in the game. What he's going to do is he's going to give them time early on in the game, in and out.
Sure, because, he did that because he knew he could do that with Indianapolis. You can't do it with any other teams. But this is the worst team in all of football this year, so you can do it. And he was gauging, and he wanted to see how well they could do. I think it was a brilliant move. I would have done the same thing.
Interestingly enough, they almost had another game moved for prime time, but Bob Kraft absolutely denied the NFL from doing that. They wanted to move the game in 2 weeks, which now is still a 4:15 game against Denver. They wanted to move it to 8 o'clock because of the Tim Tebow thing.
And why wouldn't Kraft like that? Oh, because it's an inconvenience to the fans.
It's an inconvenience to the fans. No, it's not so much an inconvenience to the fans. It's also an inconvenience to CBS because that's a CBS game, and CBS would have balked at it because there were no decent games for them to carry.
Right, that is going to be a big one with Tebow, but I think we will win. Kevin, are you a football fan? What sports do you like?
I like outside sports mostly.
What's outside?
Like,
baseball?
No, more like whitewater rafting and all those.
Whitewater rafting.
Or like rock climbing and
rock climbing.
Range.
Skydiving and all that.
Skydiving.
Oh Jesus!
And all that
You
stuff.
You couldn't pay me enough to jump out of a plane.
Well,
Yeah.
So how's the new apartment? You like it?
Well, right now, yeah, I'm in my apartment right now, but I hope to be getting my own apartment very soon.
Yeah, but I went by your house and it looks really nice. So it looks like you got some good digs there. Verizon should be coming into Medford, people. So people watching us tonight, Medford will probably be getting Verizon in January, February.
Yeah, that's pretty good because I know I had cable in a couple of days ago to fix my internet, and I told the guy that I was thinking of going to Verizon when I get my own place, and he said, why would you do that? And I said, because basically they have certain things that you don't have, while you have other things that they don't have, so it's basically a wash.
So you missed the party last night. Kevin, how was the party? Tell John.
It was good.
It was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. You told me last night.
We had Ron Cox from Malden Access Television here. Ron is on his way to an island off of Puerto Rico tonight at midnight.
Wow.
I think he has a new girlfriend, but I didn't ask. But suddenly he's taken off to a Puerto Rican island, so it sounds like he has a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so good for Ron. He's a great guy, but it was really neat because we have a brand new studio here, John, so we got to show off.
You brought me down there.
Oh, no, you haven't seen it. You saw.
Still working on it, and it looked pretty good when I saw it. And
wait till you see it now. It's unbelievable.
I don't know what it looks like now, but it must have changed a lot since I saw it.
I'd like to bring a good friend of yours over here to see the place.
And who would that be?
Mike.
Uh-oh, we know who that is.
Mike, we're on a first name basis with Mike. Michael McGlynn.
The commissar.
The commissar, because his good friend Richard Howard is now going to be the town manager in Winchester.
Wow.
The former Malden mayor, so McGlynn's friend is here. And, you know, Ron was telling us that Richard Howard is a great guy, knows what he's doing with the school system, so Winchester is going to have a great school system with Richard Howard here. So congratulations, Richard. Welcome to Winchester.
Oh, maybe you can set something up where Richard comes in and the mayor comes in and joins you on the show, and maybe...
the mayor and the town manager, and we can show Mayor McGlynn how Real Access TV works.
Real Access is correctly run, right?
So, you know, anyway, let's see, what other sports news? What did you think about the Bruins not putting Tyler Seguin, is that his name? Tyler Seguin?
SayG-in.
SayG-in in. I thought that was insanity.
Well, I don't watch the game, so I really don't know. I mean,
He skipped a few breakfasts and missed some meetings, and they punished him.
Well, hey, I mean, that's the way, I mean, remember, there's a thing called kangaroo court in the sports, and you don't follow the rules of the team, you got to be swiped up across the backside a bit to be taught a lesson, because that's how everyone before you started. You either follow the rules or you're gonna get hit.
All right, Johnny. Well, we got to get you down here so you can work on your show with Larry Luccino and Steve Pagliuca, and Jeff Dearman will work with you. So you know
what happens. I mean, I'm still working on things up here. I mean, we have the holidays coming up, and of course, I have a birthday coming up at the end of the month. So I'll be 1 year older than I am right now, 44.
And what day is that?
December 30th.
All right, so if we're here on a Thursday on December 30th, what day of the week is it?
I believe that is I'll tell you in a minute. Let me just look at my calendar, and let's see.
It's Friday, the 29th. We'll have the birthday celebration for Johnny on the 29th, people. So send your cards and letters to John Byers, our call-in co-host.
And I'll catch up with you next week. If not, whenever we can get together, we'll get together.
All right, Johnny, thanks for calling in.
Yep.
Bye. The show just keeps rolling along. It's 8:38 and 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds. What do you think of the new... Oh, so that says 8:38, and in the control room it says 20:38, which is 12 hours ahead, military time. So we're in the 20th hour, going into the 21st hour.